The Mirriam Makeba Mindset. Welcome to the Fresh Thinking School of Education, where we curate the best insightful content to empower you with fresh thinking ideas. Three questions form the foundation, the Mirriam Makeba Mindset. How did Mirriam Makeba's commitment to fighting racial injustice and promoting equality manifest in her music and activism? What impact did Mirriam Makeba's international career have on raising awareness about apartheid and human rights issues in South Africa? And the third question is, how has the Mirriam Makeba mindset continued to inspire and influence musicians, activists, and advocates for social justice in the present day? Miriam Makeba was born on the 4th of March, 1932, in the segregated neighborhood Prospect in Johannesburg. Her father died when Makeba was 5 years old. In 1959, Makeba traveled to Europe following the success of a film called Come Back, Africa, made by the American filmmaker Lionel Rogeson. It's one of the bravest and best all political films. Miriam Makeba's talent is demonstrated to an international audience. After marrying African American activist Stokely Kamikaya in 1969, she was exiled in Guinea. Makeba succeeded in Africa and played a significant symbolic role as a militant Pan-African. In 1990, Nelson Mandela persuaded Mirriam Makeba to return to South Africa, where she spent her last days working with her two charitable foundations. Within this context, the Mirriam Makeba mindset embodies the principles of resilience, activism, and cultural celebration inspired by the iconic South African singer and civil rights activist Mirriam Makeba. This mindset centers on leveraging one's talents and influence to champion justice, equality, and the appreciation of diverse culture. Mirriam Makeba not only showcased her exceptional vocal prowess, but also fearlessly fought against apartheid and social injustices through her music. Her enduring legacy is a beacon for individuals to embrace their unique gifts, advocate for social change, and promote unity. The Mirriam Makeba mindset encourages artists and activists to use their creative abilities to foster positive transformation and a more equitable society. Mirriam Makeba was not just a remarkable vocalist, but also a fearless advocate against apartheid and social injustice. Her music was a powerful tool for change, uniting people worldwide in their fight for a better world. Her legacy transcends borders and generations, inspiring millions of people to stand up for their beliefs and make a positive impact on the world. In the Mirriam Makeba mindset, we delve into the life and work of Mirriam Makeba, examining how her extraordinary journey inspires us to embrace our unique gifts, promote unity, and work towards a more just and equitable society. Join us as we unravel the principles and values that make up this remarkable mindset and explore how it can guide us in our own lives. Mirriam Makeba, often called Mama Africa, was a renowned South African singer and political and civil rights activist. Makeba's music blended traditional African sounds with jazz and folk influences, and her powerful voice and charismatic stage presence made her an international sensation. She is perhaps best known for songs like Pata Pata and Malaika. Her music not only entertained but also carried messages of social and political significance, addressing issues such as apartheid and the struggle for political and civil rights in South Africa. In addition to her musical career, Mirriam Makeba was an outspoken critic of apartheid and its injustice. She was exiled from South Africa for her activism, but continued to advocate for human rights and racial equality on the global stage. Makeba's contributions to music and social justice have left a lasting impact, and she remains an iconic figure in the history of South African and world music. Miriam Makeba's mindset was shaped by her experiences as a South African singer and civil rights activist. Here are 7 key pillars of Mirriam Makeba's mindset. The first pillar of Mirriam Makeba's mindset was anti-apartheid activism. Mirriam Makeba staunchly opposed apartheid, the oppressive system of racial segregation and discrimination entrenched in South Africa. Her mindset was rooted in a profound dedication to combating racial injustice and promoting equality. Makeba's activism against apartheid was marked by her refusal to remain silent in the face of injustice. She used her international platform to shine a spotlight on the atrocities of apartheid, bringing the issue to the global stage. One poignant example of her activism was her testimony before the United Nations in 1963, where Mirriam Makeba passionately detailed the horrors of apartheid, urging the world to take action against this discriminatory regime. Her commitment to the cause extended to her music as well. Makeba's songs often carried powerful messages about the struggle for racial equality, resonating with audiences worldwide. The song Soweto Blues, written by Hugh Masekela, became an anthem of resistance against apartheid, capturing the pain and suffering inflicted on Black South Africans at the time. Makeba's unwavering stance against apartheid exemplified a determination to confront racial injustice and inequality head on. Her mindset embodied the belief that through activism and the amplification of marginalized voices, change could be achieved, ultimately contributing to the dismantling of apartheid and the quest for a more just and equitable society. The second pillar of Mirriam Makeba's mindset was advocacy for human rights. Makeba harnessed her position as a musician to champion the cause of human rights, extending her influence far beyond the borders of South Africa and onto the global stage. Makeba family embraced the concept of universal human rights and leveraged her vocal talents to shed light on the struggles faced by marginalized individuals worldwide. For instance, Makeba's music not only entertained audiences but also served as a powerful medium for activism. In the 1960s, during the height of apartheid in South Africa, she used the fame to condemn the racial segregation policies of the government. Her song, Pata Pata, became an anthem for resistance, expressing the longing for freedom and equality that resonated people inside and outside South Africa. Beyond her home country, Makeba collaborated with international artists and activists such as Harry Belafonte and Paul Simon to raise awareness about human rights violations globally. Together, they performed at events like the Green Graceland concert, which aimed to protest the injustices of apartheid and draw attention to the need for change. In sum, Makeba's commitment to the universal ideals of human rights made her an influential advocate who used her musical platform to bring attention to the struggles of oppressed people, not just in South Africa, but worldwide. The third pillar of Mirriam Makeba's mindset was cultural pride. Through her music and live performances, Makeba joyfully embraced and showcased African heritage and culture. She held a deep conviction in the capacity of African culture to foster unity among diverse communities and instill a profound sense of identity and pride. Makeba's music was a vibrant tapestry interwoven with the rich melodies, rhythms, and stories of Africa. She drew inspiration from traditional African music and blended it with the contemporary styles to create a unique and enchanting sound. For example, her rendition, the South African lullaby, Ongo Kwane, also known as the click song, featured the distinct Xhosa click consonants. This element celebrated and preserved the linguistic diversity of the continent. In her performances, Makeba often adorned herself in traditional attire, which not only paid homage to her roots, but also served as a statement of cultural pride. Her stage presence exuded the charisma of an African queen, captivating audiences and instilling in them a sense of awe and appreciation for the continent's diverse cultures. Makeba's unwavering belief in the unifying power of African culture transcended borders. It served as an inspiration to many, reinforcing the idea that cultural heritage can serve as a bridge between people, fostering understanding and fostering a shared sense of identity and pride among individuals from different backgrounds. The fourth pillar of Mirriam Makeba's mindset was international solidarity. Makeba's vision and determination were not confined to the borders of South Africa. Instead, she had a global perspective and actively sought international backing and solidarity in the fight against apartheid. Makeba engaged in meaningful collaborations with artists and activists from around the globe to amplify the message of justice and equality. One illustrative example of Makeba's international engagement was her collaboration with American folk singer and activist Harry Belafonte. Together, they undertook a a series of concerts and campaigns to raise awareness about the injustices of apartheid. Their collaboration extended beyond music as they joined forces with organizations and leaders advocating for the end of racial segregation in South Africa. Moreover, Makeba's involvement in Paul Simon's groundbreaking Graceland album and subsequent concert tour contributed significantly to the global spotlight on apartheid. Her participation in these endeavors demonstrated her commitment to gathering and garnering international attention and support for the anti-apartheid cause. In summary, Makeba's reach transcended borders as she actively reached out to the global community, forging alliances with artists and activists who shared a passion for justice. Her collaborations exemplified the power of international solidarity in addressing pressing social and political issues, making her a symbol of unity in the global struggle against apartheid. The fifth pillar of Mirriam Makeba's mindset was resilience. Even in the face of considerable personal and career related obstacles, including her forced exile from her native land, South Africa, Makeba demonstrated unwavering resilience and unrelenting commitment to her advocacy efforts and her music career. One remarkable example of Makeba's resilience was her response to the ban imposed on her by the South African government in 1960 due to her activism against apartheid. Instead of succumbing to silence or despair, she persevered. Makeba continued to raise her voice on the international stage, becoming a powerful force for the anti-apartheid movement and shedding light on the injustices of her homeland. Exile did not deter her from pursuing her music career either. Makeba used a global platform to produce music that not only entertained but also carried poignant messages about social justice and human rights. Her album, Pata Pata, released while in exile, became an international hit, further elevating her status as a prominent musician and musical and political figure